Okay, so this morning, which is the 28th of June of 2019, finds me staring at yarn, which is not all that unusual of a situation. Helen Shrimpton, the great Helen Shrimpton, wonderful designer, has just released the information on her new CAL that is about to come out. This is different from the currently running CAL, which is a block in each issue of a UK magazine. This one is going to start in 9 weeks, the 26th of July, and it is called Sacred Space. It's going to be put up every Friday on her site, which is crystalsandcrochet.com. And you can just go there and work your way through the things, or you can type in everything that I'm showing here if you want to get it all in one go. There will be videos in US terms. The printed pattern will have photos with it, and it will be in both US and UK. And there's a whole long list of translations in different languages, and it's amazing, really, that people put in the effort and are so kind to give their time and effort to make it available to others. Okay, so why am I staring at yarn? Well, that's kind of obvious. I'm considering making this. Last year, it started a little earlier. It was the Cosmic CAL, and that was sponsored by Stylecraft Yarns, .co, no M on there, .uk, and that pattern is still available for free at that point, and you can find connections to it on Crystals and Crochet, if you want to go that route. And Helen's Facebook group is called Helen's Hookaholics, and you can get help from Helen herself there, or from the people who tested patterns, or just generally from people who've been over there doing every one of Helen's patterns for the last 3 or 4 years. So you can get some good help. About the Cosmic CAL, the reason I brought that in there, aside from just mentioning it, see, I have this yarn over here in the middle, which is Stylecraft Special DK. And the reason I have so much is that when I did the Stylecraft Cosmic CAL, I decided I would stop and turn it into a wearable, a vest. And so I didn't do the last few rows because that would have made it too long for me. And so that's why there's a lot of yarn left. And this is entirely Helen's design, except for the sleeves, because once I had it made, I realized it looked kind of unbalanced, and I stuck some sleeves on there. So that's the only thing that's my design, and it's basically what I did was pick up some rows from Helen's design and just put them on here. So you can see they are picking up this over here and putting it on here, and then just some real simple rows continuing on. And then I stopped up here, and excuse the noise here, I'm going to try to do this. Okay. And I put some really simple rows to fill in between where I stopped there and where the pattern wrapped around. And then this is the continuing part. If I did it again, I would try to do a little different job of it so that I wouldn't have to add any of these rows in there. But I was just making it up as I went along, and I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. So I've had these balls of Stylecraft Special DK here. Trying to decide at some point whether I would get some more yarn and actually make a full Cosmic, or whether I would use them for something else. And then I have some leftover yarn, which is also a DK weight, And this is Darramore's Studio DK. I don't have that much of that. And that's left over from this crochet along, which was sponsored by Darramore's. That one is a different designer. This was Leonie Morgan. It's called the Indian Summer CAL. It was last autumn that this was run. And I remember it distinctly because when we were doing it was coming out every week, you know, as these do. And I think this was the first week, and then the second week, and then some flowers. And right in there was where our temperature crashed, and it went from like 80s to 40s right in there. So it was good timing for that CAL. And you can still get the pattern from Darramore's, and you can find LeonieMorgan.com. She also calls herself Wool and Hook, and get some more information that way if you're interested in this. It's rather a long and narrow one. But it's kind of nice colors from the Darramore's kit. That's what I was trying to say. These are not my colors. This is the kit, the original Darramore's kit. There, now I said that right. And that was what I have left from the kit. I made a slight difference in the border because I didn't think I was going to have enough. Now, whether I would have or not, I don't know. So my border is just a little different from the one in the pattern. In the pattern, I was supposed to use this light blue and make those V's, and I didn't think I would have enough, so I just did some rounds of what I had a lot of, and I kind of made V's in there like that with post stitches, so it does carry on the same sort of stitching of the post stitch V's on a slightly smaller scale for the border. So that was the change I made. So and then my other option for doing this new Sacred Space CAL is that last year, I guess it was, I bought some Mary Maxim yarn. This is Mary Maxim, in case you've never seen it. It's a catalog. Has a lot of things in it besides yarn. Has puzzles and all sorts of things like that in it. So it's if you've never looked at that, you can look on their website and you can order a catalog if you would like to get paper things. So they're sending it to me because I bought yarn. But I have this, and it's a heavier weight. This is a worsted weight. So if I use this, I would use a bigger hook and I would have a bigger blanket. And I do have possibly enough for the entire blanket because I bought it intending to do an entire blanket of Helen Shrimpton's called My Nameless. And then I was diverted from doing it because I was working on another CAL that just took me way long time to finish. But that's a long story that I'm not going to get into. But anyway, I have a lot of this. So I have to make a decision here. That's why Helen released the information now so that we could all figure out what we wanted and place the orders and not have to panic that it wasn't coming in. So one possibility would be to just get a lot of cream or white of the Stylecraft yarn and make it mostly that with this yarn here coming in between for a few rows here and there. That's an option. Don't really have very much of the Darramore's Studio DK. It isn't exactly the same yarn, but while it's really, I think, similar enough in weight and twist that I could use them together and use some of these that I don't have very much of at the beginning where the rounds are small, and then work my way up to the full balls of the Stylecraft brand that I have. So yeah, here's me just dithering around this morning looking at yarn trying to figure out what I want